Hi there, welcome to another Minion Masters video. We are going to now go over aggro strategies. So, our first aggro master we'll look at is Diana. So, Diana's deal is that her first power is she gets trap cards. And she has two different types of trap cards. She has a crossbow trap, which deals 30 damage a second for 15 seconds and has 100 health, and you can place it anywhere on the battlefield. And she has a decoy trap, which taunts nearby enemies, has 300 health, and lasts 15 seconds, can be placed on anywhere on the battlefield. And both these are very powerful abilities. Her trap card, her crossbow card, I mean, can actually finish off bases, which is disgusting. And then the decoy trap can help you win battles from different units. All right, so her secondary ability is fetch, and every 10 seconds, Ruffles, her dog, will run to where a killed enemy minion is and dig up a prize. The prize is either minus two, it's plus 2 mana, 3 XP, or 250 health. And then her last ability is getting another trap. So I kind of view her as like kind of like a aggro control, like burn them out at the end type deck. It's usually how I play her. And similar to Diana, Setsu is very along the same vein. She probably has the most super powered ability in the game. Her blast entry is like really powerful. What it does is it does 50 damage on impact when she comes into the battlefield, and you can place her anywhere on the battlefield. And that wipes out like whole units sometimes. And then she has 300 health. And her only downside is every so often she has to reload, but her other two abilities kind of give that reload thing mechanic an upgrade, an upside. So her next ability is combat reload. It's whenever she casts a spell, she gets a free reload. And so in most Setsu decks, you want to run like 3 or 4 spells at least, just to keep reloading her gun. And then her last ability pairs off the first two, and it's called High Powered Laser. And her first shot after a reload deals double damage and pierces enemies and stuns them for 3 seconds. So yeah, it's just really powerful, and she's good like support on a big unit, like put her behind a big unit and have it go all the way to the base. And then she's also just good putting her in the corner by the base and having her go to town on top of a base. And so anyway, our next master that we'll go through is going to be Ratbo. Now Ratbo is kind of like the Zerg of Minion Masters. Like every time you cast a minion card, he gets a free scrat, and if it's a 5+ or more minion, he gets an armored scrat. And then his second ability, since he has a bunch of minions, this is called Modaka or Mordaka, and it charges for a second, and then it blasts the nearest enemy for 40 damage for each unit you got out. And this can take out like some really big guys. It's really disgusting. You can also hit the base, but then there's like a reduced damage to the base because they don't want you to have like 30 guys out and just like one shot the guy's base or something. And then the last ability is called Scrats, and you get 2 scrats per every time Ratbo plays a minion. I keep wanting to call him Rat Boy. And if it's a 5+ minion, you get 2 armored scrats. So he just kind of, if they don't have a lot of crowd control in their deck, Ratbo could just like kind of swarm them over. And then the last master we're going to be talking about is basically Minion Master's version of Volko is Minion Master's version of Red Deck Wins, or in Hearthstone, if you guys played Hearthstone, he's like the hunter. So his first ability is called Afterburner, and when Volko holds a marked bridge, you get like a little marking on the bridge. Whenever you play a card, he'll do 60 damage, shoots a firebolt out to the enemy base, and it's direct damage to the base. So what Volco decks typically do is they run lots of like 1 mana, 2 mana spells, and just like spam these spells at the end of the game to finish off their master, the other master. And so his second ability is called Burn the Bridges. And for 5 seconds, the bridges burn, and any enemy ground units on them will take 40 damage. And this is really good for him taking back his marked bridge, because he has a hard time holding it, because usually he's running like lower cast minions, and this helps with that, like taking back the bridges. And then also what this can do is you can like stall units on top of bridges with your cheap guys and just have them burn up because of the 40 damage turn. And then his last ability is probably his weakest, and that's all his units get rage, and that's a really powerful ability. But his first two abilities are so awesome that this is kind of like an afterthought almost sometimes. You can abuse it in some ways. You can run like propeller scrats, or cards that get buffs from rage, which I have seen people do. But his first two abilities are just really, really awesome. And so that is all the aggro decks, and I'm gonna play. My next video will be gameplay of all of them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye, guys.